Well, the first thing I'd tell you about that is that I didn't ever want to get here. This was not my idea of my mission in life. My idea from the time I was a little girl was to grow up, go to college and get a 4-year degree, get married, have 2 to 4 children, and live happily ever after, just like the fairy tales that I was read. So I never expected to be in addiction. I was born into addiction. I was born into everything that involves with the turmoil, the anger, the abuse, and it just affected me profoundly. I can remember at age 5 not wanting to be here, and at the same time I had an inner voice that I was able to be connected to. And when I would say, what am I doing wrong? Why is this happening to me? That soothing voice would say, it's not your fault. It really helped me a lot. By the time I was a teenager, though, the pain overcame that inner voice, and I started my own addiction. I didn't realize it. I had no idea that just partying with my friends and my boyfriend and all was addictive behavior, even though I had an extremely high tolerance. I'd already started smoking by the time I was 12, and I was instantly addicted to that. I got married when I was 16 to get out of my house. I had a child. I was divorced by the time I was 18. And then I decided, that I wasn't totally disconnected, so I decided you've got to make something of yourself. You cannot just go this path. It's not working. So I worked as a waitress. I finished my high school diploma by going to night school and taking classes and secretarial skills, and I became a legal secretary. And I went to college and got my associate degree and my bachelor's degree and so on, and I became a therapist ultimately. During that period of time, though, my addictions were running rampant. I got married and divorced again, had another child, and my alcoholism increased to the point that I sought help. I did not really think I was an alcoholic at the time. I just knew I was emotionally distraught, which I was, and I was medicating that with substances. So I did not really want to be, in the field. I started working with a lot of people in the field, and I really didn't want to do that either. This was like not for me. I can see now that I was being guided along a course. I actually had a supervisor. I'd been in private practice for a couple years, and I had a supervisor who said, you really need to get your doctorate degree. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. I don't have time for that. I have a single mom and have a full-time caseload in my practice. And he kept nudging me. So I wound up getting my doctorate degree in adult education. I had no idea what to do the dissertation on, and it was suggested to me that since I was working with people who had addictions, and I was constantly complaining that there was such an inadequacy in the field about understanding it, including my own inadequacy, it was suggested that I develop a training program. So I did do that. It was later implemented at the Palm Beach State College here, and now it's a 4-year program. At the time it was just a certification program, met the educational requirements for people who wanted to be in addictions.